Hello everyone, and welcome back to another review of a brand new figure, actually. This is the Studio Series Gamer Edition War for Cybertron Optimus Prime. Now, I do actually have the original 2010 Deluxe Class figure. However, I refuse to go and grab that thing and actually try to transform it because it has been collecting dust. And I would rather not break a figure on camera. So, as we see, he is this very nice red colored, very nice blue. I do wish they had gotten a little bit better on the paint matching there, but whatever. They did clip all the wheels in. I'm glad they didn't do the weird clip pin thing. And yeah, you know, it's a pretty nice overall vehicle mode. I do wish they had a little just cover so you could cover the hands, but that's a very minor detail. And yeah, I do think this overall is a better figure than the 2010 version. The 2010 version was just way too panely, very hard to actually like transform and everything like that. Just a little more difficult. It was during that time of like Revenge of the Fallen where it was like be as accurate as possible no matter the cost. But yeah, I do think this guy is the overall better figure. I do wish that they used less of the Games Workshop gray, but I know that that's kind of unavoidable because Hasbro does not allow for much room in the paint budget. But with all that being said, let's go ahead and get to some accessories. He does have just his regular cannon from the game. I'm assuming this is the one I haven't actually played War for Cybertron. I have played Fall of Cybertron. But yeah, you can store this in vehicle mode. There's just two little tabs right there where you get two slots here. You just slide those in like that. And there you go. It actually looks pretty good. As far as accuracy to the game, I have no idea if that's what it looks like. He does also come with, sorry, let me get it put together haphazardly, his axe. Which, one thing I do like that they didn't have to do it, they do give you the option to have it displayed like this or like this, because in the game, it does show up differently depending on what he's doing. I think this is how it shows up when it's just a static thing. And then this is how it shows up when he's actually swinging it. This also can be stored in vehicle mode. You just take these apart. Well, you don't need to take that part off. You just want to take the handle that has the 5mm peg on it off. And then you just split the axe head open. It will reveal a tiny little square right there in the center. And you will just take that and plug it onto these two little ridges on the very top of the gun. Just take it there. And you can leave this on. I personally choose not to and just put it on the side to make it look like a more armored truck, but there's weapon storage if you want it. Take those off, and we will get down to some very quick size comparisons. So for size comparison, I'm only going to do two today, just because I want to keep this review a little bit shorter. Here he is next to the Rise of the Beast Voyager Optimus Prime. And as you can see, he is a lot beefier. He is much longer. Of course, this is a mainline figure, and this is more of a collector's figure, but you can see he just absolutely towers over this guy in almost every dimension. Like, he's wider. I think the only thing this guy has him in is he's a little bit taller just due to the smokestacks. But yeah, who's the bigger between like size and weight and everything? This guy definitely wins. And we'll get my next review out, which should be coming out on Friday. We have Rise of the Beast Wheeljack. And yeah, same thing. He absolutely just towers over. This is a very large vehicle for a Voyager class figure. It's insane the amount of size this guy has. So we'll get him out of the way and we will get down to transformation. So for transformation, first thing you want to do is come to the sides here, and where this little blue bit goes here into this red piece, you want to grab at the bottom of that and just pull out away from the vehicle. And in spectacular fashion, it will detach, at least on that side. You want to leave these out to the side for now, because there is a step you have to do before you can fold them all the way down. Now, what you want to do next is pull up on this little blue hood section here. You don't want to pull it all the way down yet, because these are the feet, and you want to fold those down first. What I like to do next is go ahead and separate the arms from the legs, fold the legs up, and this will free up a lot of room here. Next, what you want to do is separate the legs from each other, which can be a bit difficult sometimes. There we go. Okay, now you want to take these sections here on the top of the back and pull them down, and that will reveal the feet. And then you can push these panels down. There's a tab here and a slot right there. They will just tab in. And then what you want to do now is take the wheels on the back of the legs and just rotate them around, and they will click in to where they are just behind the calves there. Now you can take these panels here, there's a tab there, tab slot there, just fold it down, push the smokestack back, do the same thing on the other side, and then you can fold these down. I mostly folded them down for clearance. What you want to do, well, before you fold them back down, go ahead and take the arms and just pull them out to where he's like this. They will tab in. Now you can straighten the legs out and rotate them 180 degrees. Now what you want to do is take these, the arms, and basically pull out on them, which will give you enough clearance, and it'll untab from the center section here, and it will give you just enough clearance to actually pull up on that. And you can go ahead and rotate it around if you want. You don't have to, but just so it's out of the way. Fold the head up a little bit. Then take the entire front section of the robot and just pull down. There's a little tab here that will go into a little slot on the inside of this little strut system. You just tab it in. And now what you want to do is take the shoulder sections here and rotate them down until the flat section is facing forward. Before you push those back in, what you want to do is take this front area here, fold it up, and push it back, because the little thin section of plastic here will actually slide into a cutout that is on the front of the vehicle. You just push those in, and that will lock everything together. Now you can take the shoulders, rotate them to where the Autobot symbol is facing forward, and push down, rotate, and push down. And there you have Studio Series Gamer Edition Optimus Prime in his robot mode. And he is a big, beefy boy. That's one of the things that I actually did like about the War for Cybertron design. I didn't like the Fall of Cybertron design as much, but it's still a pretty good design. Is that he was just big and wide and just strong looking. He is covered in very nice greebling all over. He does have some of the signature War for and Fall of Cybertron, like Energon pink, running throughout. I wish there was a little bit more of it. Like, I know for a fact there's supposed to be some on his windows here. But again, paint budget and everything like that. I also wish it was orange instead of this weird pink. You can tell they used the same paint that they did for the Autobot tampograph here. I do wish it was more of an orange instead of that red. But he has a very nicely painted head. Sorry, my camera can't pick up all the details, but he does have very nice bright blue eyes. Nice silver all over. Definitely more of the Games Workshop gray that I was talking about in the robot mode, and I might do a small customization to get rid of that, but it's nothing that we haven't gotten used to by this point, and if you're still not used to it by this point, well, you need to kind of move on. He does have a feature in robot mode. You can open his chest up to reveal a Matrix of Leadership, and it is removable. It is a bit small for my liking, but that's also probably just due to the fact that he is so freaking wide. It is removable. I'm not going to remove it though. Just close that back up. As far as articulation goes, his head is on a very nice ball joint. Shoulders are on universal joints. You can kind of fib a butterfly joint, not really, but so you get a spin and a hinge, bicep swivel, elbow goes above the 90. Oh, yeah, that has a tendency to happen too. We'll talk about that when we talk about his weapon. We do have a waist swivel. That's pretty standard on Voyagers now. Can kick out that far. Can his thigh or his waist joints are very tight. Can kick out that far. Can do a full split and can go back not very far. There's something. It's because of the way the waist joint is molded. He can't kick back far at all. He does have a thigh swivel, and you can get basically a 90-degree at the knee. The wheels do get in the way. And then ankles, you get pretty good tilt. No up, a little bit of a toe point, but that's about it. Nothing you could really use. And yeah, he's pretty average on articulation. Nothing insane. Like also his wrists are on swivel joints. Sorry, quick interlude there. He's pretty good. Has pretty good articulation. Would I have liked more? Yeah, probably. But again, this is something we should all be used to by this point. If you're not used to the fact that the figures aren't super articulated, then yeah, again, you need to kind of move on. Now, as far as the whole thing with the War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron figures that we know they're going to do, the weapons actually do plug into the arms to make it look like they transformed out of the arm like they did in the game. And you saw it while I was doing articulation. In order to do that, what you do is you just pop the arm off. It is just sitting on a 5mm peg there. You just set that off to the side. Take the gun from earlier. There is a 5mm peg right there in the center. You just take it, line it up, and there you go. I don't like when they do this. They did it on the Studio Series Bumblebee figure. I can't remember exactly which one they did it on, where you'd pull the arm off. I know they did it on Volkswagen Bumblebee too. I don't like this because if you lose both pieces, now you're just stuck with a figure that has a missing arm. I would have much preferred them to design it in a way to where instead of pulling this piece off, what happened was they designed it to where it slid over the hand and covered this up. Because one, this looks too small. At least from images I've seen of the weapons that are in the game, it looks too small. It doesn't look like it comes from this necessarily. So I don't like when they do in order to get the weapon on there, you pull the arm off and then you put the weapon on there. But that's the style they were going for, and that's the easiest way they could think of doing it. So not much I can complain about there. And they did say that these weapons will be like cross-compatible with the other Studio Series Gamer Edition figures. So like Barricade and Bumblebee. We know we're getting a Megatron at some point, different things along those lines. As far as the axe goes, let me get it here. He can hold this with both hands. However, it looks horrible when he does it because he can't bend his elbows. So what I like to do is I just have him hold it with one hand, basically. You just take that bottom section off, slide the actual handle through, and you can do it either just like that, where it's one-handed, or you can have him hold the two-handed axe. I personally prefer just the one-handed axe. again, you do have the option to splay open this to give it the double-headed axe feature. I personally like to keep it like this just because that's a bit unsightly. So, I mean, I guess you could rotate it around maybe and have him hold it like that. That looks better. But me personally, I just like this look a little bit better. It's just cooler in my opinion. And yeah, there he is, all armed up and ready to go. As far as storage for the arm, there is a little 3mm peg here, and it will just go into the stand port on the back of his waist section. They did this same thing on the Bumblebee figure that I was talking about, and again, I've never liked it because it doesn't look good. It ruins the silhouette of the figure, in my opinion. So for our first size comparison, here he is next to Rise of the Beast Voyager Optimus Prime from the main line. They look, you know, he's pretty on par as far as height goes with other Optimus Primes. He's definitely much wider though. Like, it is insane how beefy he is compared to the other ones. We'll get him out of the way. And here he is next to Rise of the Beast Wheeljack. Or Pablo. Yeah, just absolutely towers over him, as he should. The one issue I think a lot of people had with the deluxe figure is that he wasn't beefy enough. He was very proportional, as far, if you could say it like that. Like, he looked fairly normal sized, whereas this guy is definitely a lot wider, definitely a big beefing brute of a robot. So yeah, overall, I really do like the figure. It's definitely a much improved version of the original 2010 figure. Minor complaints, I wish he was painted more. I wish the Energon was orange, not pink. One other complaint, I wish they had done something about these little pieces here. I wish they had those fold in or something, but that's so minor. That's not even really worth a complaint. It's more of a nitpick. But yeah, that has been my review of the Studio Series Gamer Edition Optimus Prime from the War for Cybertron game. And I will see you guys some other time.